Hey, Chris, as the great Charlie Sheen once said, bring it. I'm here with a very disturbing bit of news, especially for those of you who are under 40 years old. It is possible to be over 40 and not know who you are. And what you need to do in that situation is perform a certain amount of self-experimentation and express it through profanity, and that's what I'm going to do. This is Iowa. This is where I spent the first 20 years of my life. I spent the first 18 years within the main yellow area there. I briefly moved across the border for college, but I said, get me the fuck out of there. And then I spent the next 20 years on the West Coast. I moved to Seattle, Washington, my adopted hometown. 5 years in San Francisco, 5 years in LA. Back for the last 5 years in Seattle. Yeah, I have a bit of a problem. But after 20 years on the West Coast, I found myself about a year and a half ago in my new adopted state of Texas. I had to get used to a few things. What was it like to move from the blue state to a red state? And more importantly, what the fuck was I going to do with all of this shit? I was dragging it around the country with me from place to place every 5 years. This crap made its way with me, and I said, no more. So on August 1st of last year, I started a new project. I started blogging about it every day, called whatIgotridoftoday.com. On every day, I give away at least one item I own. You can find it today. I'm in the middle of the project, and I want to give you a little bit of a status report. Now, I know how I sound. I sound a little bit like the George Clooney character. I said sound like, not looks like, this George Clooney character in Up in the Air. But this, trust me, this project is not about what I'm getting rid of. This project is about what I'm keeping. I want to talk to you about that. Today is day 204 of a 365-day project. I was a little guilty about presenting it at Ignite today because I thought, I'm not done yet. But I thought, you know what, maybe I'll share with the folks at Ignite what I've learned so far. I've learned 3 key lessons. This is the first entry I ever did. It was the last 5 CDs I owned, which shows you I have a variety of music taste, everything from Jay-Z to Kate Nash. It also shows me I don't know how to use a flash correctly, and I didn't get my friggin' feet out of the photo, but that's another subject. I've learned 3 really important lessons, and I'm just here to talk to you about them tonight. The first lesson is, it's all just stuff. The number one question I've gotten from people is, how do you give away all this stuff? The truth of the matter is, everybody in this room has at least 365 items you could get rid of. You all are holding on to a lot of stuff. Boxes of wires and old salt and pepper shakers, printers you've replaced, clothing that doesn't fit you anymore. Why are we holding on to VHS tapes, for God's sake? And don't even get me started on my workout socks. Why are we holding on to all this crap? Games we don't play. Books, which are the most painful item in the world to me, to give away books that I've read that represent that. CDs, old t-shirts, movies that were not as good as their reviews, and I'll get into that with you on the backup space. But lesson number 2 is, it turns out it's not just stuff. In my over 200 days of giving away items, there are some items that I've given away that have connected to an emotion in me that I want to talk to you about tonight. And those are the things that it's not just stuff to me. A red pair of shoes, a t-shirt. Doesn't seem like much, but these are the items of clothing I wore when I did stand-up comedy for the first time. And when I gave away these items, I was giving away that part of my dream, that I wasn't going to do that anymore. A postcard deck that held old photographs and an old, very old video camera that had photos of my daughter's first steps in it. The feeling of giving this away was not just giving away the item, but potentially giving away the memory. Puzzles. I'm a man who lives by myself. I'm the product of 2 divorces. This was a reality when I gave this away, was the reality of realizing that I was going to be living by myself for a while, and I was okay with that. And the most dramatic, not just stuff thing for me, this is an item I just gave away to my now 16-year-old daughter. I gave her my vehicle in Seattle, Washington, so she could trade it for something she would rather drive. Suffice it to say, it was a different relationship with my daughter, to say the least. The third lesson is, I ask all of you to beware the stuff you have for stuff. The stuff that you simply own to take care of other stuff. What am I talking about? I'm talking about all sorts of things. Bins for items that you don't use anymore. Tarps to cover items that you don't use anymore. Money clips to hold money you don't earn anymore. And refrigerators to cool beer you don't drink anymore. On July 31st, I will be probably entering what I suspect will be my most important RID entry as I rid myself of the RID blog. I'm open to any and all ideas of what to do with the blog on July 31st. Thank you for your time.